In the ruthless, unforgiving world of martial arts, there exists a dark corner filled with self-proclaimed masters, delusional frauds who've convinced themselves that their staged theatrics and choreographed nonsense make them unstoppable warriors. They prance around with their chests out, calling themselves grandmasters of ancient arts, but in truth, they're nothing more than actors trapped in their own fantasy. These are the fakes, men who believe their so-called chi power or deadly techniques could actually stand up against a real fighter trained to survive under pressure. But when arrogance meets reality, the results are humiliating, brutal, and unforgettable. The stage is set, the crowd is waiting, and once again, a fake Wing Chun master steps into the ring, his ego swollen, his delusions intact. Across from him stands a real professional fighter, calm and composed, his knuckles hardened by years of discipline and blood. As the bell rings, the clown puts on his show, throwing flashy hand movements and pretending to intimidate. But the pro doesn't flinch. The moment the first punch connects, it's over. The fake master's face becomes a canvas for pain. He drops, dazed, only to stumble back to his feet, his arrogance replaced by fear. Seconds later, one clean strike sends him crashing to the mat, unconscious. His so-called art dies right there with him. They call him Chen Shi Han, the reaper of fake masters. In China, that name carries weight. His mission? To expose the frauds who poison martial arts with their cheap tricks. His latest opponent, another Wing Chun grandmaster, thought he could prove his worth. The fight began, the clown rushing in with wild movements, believing his mythical techniques would work. Chen didn't waste time. A single leg kick, a sharp cross, and the imposter was flat on the floor. The audience didn't cheer, they gasped. Another fake master had been erased by reality. But the parade of pretenders doesn't stop there. Tai Chi, an art revered for its elegance and discipline, has been twisted by con artists who believe slow-motion dance moves can win real fights. One such clown stepped into a kickboxing gym, ready to showcase his deadly moves. He waved his arms dramatically, circled around, and that was it. The kickboxer, watching unimpressed, unleashed a single roundhouse kick that sent the fake master flying. It wasn't a fight. It was a wake-up call, a reminder that physics doesn't care about fantasy. The infection of fake mastery spread far beyond China. In Kazakhstan, a delusional fighter named Somiljan Akarovich fancied himself the next Bruce Lee. With sunglasses, bravado, and fake intensity, he faced Hanata, a real fighter with zero tolerance for frauds. When the fight began, Okarovich lunged forward, flailing like a man possessed. Hanata didn't hesitate. He grabbed, threw, and dominated. Within seconds, the fake master was choking on the mat, desperately tapping out. The myth shattered, the illusion gone. But some of these pretenders still couldn't accept the truth. Another Tai Chi master, lost in the fantasy of his own fake glory, challenged a young Thai fighter. The result was predictable. The Thai fighter didn't play along, he attacked. Each punch landed with purpose, each strike dismantling the illusion. Within moments, the Tai Chi master was pinned against the ropes, his once proud stance crumbling into fear. The audience didn't see a martial artist. They saw a fraud exposed under the spotlight. And then came the circus act, a fake master who dared to challenge an MMA fighter. From the very first second, it was a disaster. The clown strutted around the ring, showing off his so-called mystical gestures, waving his hands like he could summon power. But the MMA fighter wasn't interested in the show. He stormed forward, tackled the fake to the ground, and pummeled him relentlessly. There was no suspense, no competition, just pure domination. Another fraud was silenced. Among the most ridiculous of all were the no-touch masters. Yes, you heard that right. Men who claimed they could knock opponents unconscious using nothing but energy. They waved their arms, whispered mantras, and swore they could send enemies flying without contact. But when one of them faced a real fighter, the comedy turned into tragedy. The no-touch master extended his hand, expecting his opponent to collapse. Instead, he got punched square in the face. One hit, lights out. The myth of invisible energy shattered in front of a laughing crowd. Time and again, these self-proclaimed masters would step into the ring against real fighters, boxers, kickboxers, Muay Thai practitioners, and each time, the ending was the same. Another humiliation, another knockout. A Wing Chun master would swing wildly, hitting air before being leveled by a simple jab. A Tai Chi teacher would dance around, pretending to control energy, only to end up on the canvas. Even Kung Fu masters, so blinded by pride, dared to challenge seasoned MMA pros, and paid for it with broken noses and broken dreams. One of the most brutal examples came when a so-called master tried to test himself against Xu Xiaodong, a feared MMA fighter known for his crusade against martial arts frauds. The master threw his slow, theatrical punches, and Xu answered with violence. A storm of elbows, hooks, and knees crashed down until the clown dropped his hands in surrender. The fight was over before it began. Xu didn't just defeat his opponent, he humiliated the entire cult of fake martial artists. Living off false legends, the bloodbath continued, with another delusional Wing Chun fighter challenging a Thai kickboxer. The moment the bell rang, the Thai fighter unleashed a devastating high kick. The fake master's eyes rolled back, his body collapsed, and the arena fell silent. One strike, that's all it took to expose decades of empty training and arrogance. And yet, the arrogance persisted. Another Tai Chi guru, proud of his supposed experience, called out a young boxer, claiming his energy flow could neutralize modern fighting techniques. Seconds into the fight, his arrogance met reality. The boxer unleashed a ruthless barrage, forcing the fake master into retreat. His ancient powers were worthless against real punches. The end came fast. One final blow and the master collapsed, his face bloodied, his reputation destroyed. Perhaps the most poetic moment came when a cocky Wing Chun grandmaster faced a professional boxer. The fake strutted forward, showing off his deadly stance, taunting his opponent. But one single punch, one perfect disciplined shot was all it took. The fake master's body went limp. The audience gasped. The boxer didn't celebrate. He just walked away, knowing that once again, reality had done the talking. In the end, every single fraud learned the same brutal truth. There's no shortcut to mastery, no magical energy that can replace hard work, discipline, and real combat experience. The ring is the great equalizer. It exposes lies, destroys egos, and rewards only those who've earned their place through pain and perseverance. These fights weren't just about punches and kicks. They were a war between illusion and authenticity. Every knockout, every fall, every shattered ego was a reminder that real martial arts demand respect, not showmanship. The fake masters came in with arrogance. They left with humiliation. And that's the story of how real fighters destroyed the myth of fake masters, one fight at a time. If you enjoyed watching justice served with fists of truth, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next battle between fantasy and reality. This was Boxing Game. Stay sharp, stay humble, and we'll see you in the next fight.